Broke as Prince Harry and Meghan Markle are conducting a great staff purge as more members of the Sussex Survivors Club speak out. This is as a financial crisis hits the fake Duke and Duchess, so it must.
The Sussex House of Cards is finally collapsing. Sources are revealing that Harry and Meghan are literally running out of money, quietly laying off key staff members in what insiders describe as cuts for survival, not strategy. At least 4 major players have already fled their sinking ship. And royal experts are warning the couple face serious financial difficulties within the next 18 months. But here's where it gets absolutely devastating. This financial meltdown is happening at the exact moment when their credibility faces the biggest threat yet. While they're allegedly struggling to pay their bills, explosive pregnancy fraud allegations are surfacing that could destroy what's left of their brand value forever. A woman claiming to be the real mother of Harry's children just stepped forward with DNA evidence, threatening to expose what could be the most audacious royal deception in history, just as the Sussex's money runs dry. Royal expert Tom Bauer isn't mincing words. They are now ridiculed in Hollywood. They are ignored in New York. They have to grovel for attention, and that's why they face these financial problems, if not a crisis. With their Netflix deal expiring in 2025 and uncertain renewal prospects, the couple who once commanded millions for doing absolutely nothing are reportedly facing the harsh reality that their royal rebellion might have been the most expensive mistake in modern royal history.
The writing has been on the wall for months, but now it's undeniable. According to Shooter Scoop, at least 4 significant staff members have recently left the Sussex team, including Kyle Boulia, the deputy U.S. press secretary, and Charlie Gibson, the longtime UK media liaison. 2 other members reportedly didn't even wait to be restructured out of their jobs officially. The writing has been on the wall for months, but now it's undeniable. According to Shooter Scoop, at least 4 significant staff members have recently left the Sussex team, including Kyle Boulia, the deputy U.S. press secretary, and Charlie Gibson, the longtime UK media liaison. 2 other members reportedly didn't even wait to be restructured out of their jobs officially. But here's what makes this staff exodus so telling. These aren't strategic departures or career moves.
There seems to be trouble in paradise. The grifters, our favourites, Winger and Ginger, Harry and Meghan, have reportedly cut household staff to try and save money.
I mean, labor is expensive, but I do have a source that is a proud member of the Sussex Survivors Club who told me she's still experiencing issues after leaving Meghan's employment. And the way she treated me, she says, of Meghan can only be described as dehumanizing. She also said, you only hear about the professional positions, but the household staff departures are much higher. It actually became quite comical because during a certain period, it felt like every week there was something new, someone new who left. So these numbers we've been reporting for years aren't accurate at all. The turnover is horrible.
A source close to the situation revealed these layoffs are happening because the couple are running out of money, and now they're running out of people. The insider was brutally honest. These cuts aren't about strategy. They're for survival. Despite Meghan and Harry's alleged attempts at rebranding, sources claim that the budget simply cannot keep up with all the PR efforts. When you're cutting essential staff members who handle your media relationships and public image, that's not downsizing, that's desperation. The timing couldn't be worse. Just as they need maximum damage control for the explosive pregnancy allegations that are about to surface, they're losing the very people who could help manage the crisis. It's like watching a ship take on water while the crew abandons their posts. Let's talk about the cold, hard financial facts that explain why Harry and Meghan are allegedly in survival mode. Royal expert Tom Bauer has claimed that the Sussexes have run out of fuel to profit from, explaining that the duo have only earned money by, quote, exposing their own unhappiness with the royal family since they left in 2020. But here's the devastating reality. That well has apparently run dry. Bauer noted that the idea they have anything else to contribute beyond their trashing of the royal family is laughable. When your entire business model is built on complaining about your famous family, what happens when people get tired of listening? The couple's multi-million-dollar Netflix deal is expected to run out in 2025, and there are growing fears the platform won't renew their contract. Industry insiders suggest Netflix could have, quote, less interest in the couple following the end of The Crown, which removed much of the royal mystique that made Harry and Meghan initially valuable to the streaming giant. Royal commentators point out that the couple set themselves up to be living like royals,
but their income is pretty limited. They're maintaining a lifestyle that requires royal-level funding without royal-level income. The math simply doesn't work. And now the bills are coming due. The entertainment industry can be absolutely ruthless when your star starts falling. And Harry and Meghan are learning this lesson the hard way. Tom Bower didn't hold back. They are now ridiculed in Hollywood. They are ignored in New York. This isn't just gossip. This is an industry expert describing their professional death spiral. Remember when comedian Joe Coy roasted them at the 2024 Golden Globe Awards? Harry and Meghan Markle got paid millions for doing absolutely nothing. Not royal enough for Hollywood. The audience laughed, but for the Sussexes, it wasn't funny. It was a public execution of their brand value. The situation has become so dire that royal experts describe them as having to grovel for attention. This is a couple who once commanded global headlines simply by existing, now reportedly scrambling for any opportunity that might generate income. The South Park takedown in March was particularly brutal, with their 20-minute, quote, worldwide privacy tour segment savagely mocking the couple's contradictory desire for both privacy and publicity. Industry insiders suggest this kind of mainstream ridicule is devastating for their earning potential in an industry that values coolness above almost everything else. Here's what makes their financial situation so unsustainable. They're trying to maintain a royal lifestyle without royal funding. Sources describe Meghan as high maintenance when it comes to spending, which is causing financial problems in their marriage. Their Montecito mansion alone represents a massive ongoing expense. Property taxes, security costs, staff salaries, maintenance. The monthly bills for maintaining their California palace would terrify most millionaires, let alone a couple whose income streams are reportedly drying up. But it's not just the house. Private jets, designer wardrobes, luxury vacations, high-end security details. They're living a lifestyle that requires tens of millions in annual income, while their actual earning potential appears to be shrinking rapidly. Some experts suggest the only viable avenue left for them to earn a huge payday would be through the release of Meghan's autobiography, though the former Suits actress hasn't confirmed whether she's working on one. When a tell-all book becomes your best financial hope, that's not a business strategy. That's a Hail Mary. Just when you think their situation couldn't get worse, explosive allegations surface that could completely destroy what's left of their credibility and earning potential. A woman calling herself DL has stepped forward claiming she's the real mother of both Archie and Lilibet, and she has DNA evidence to prove it. This isn't some random internet conspiracy theory. DL is putting her name, reputation, and potentially her safety on the line with claims that could be scientifically proven or disproven. She's demanding genetic testing, presenting medical documentation, and claiming she has recordings that prove everything about what she calls the most elaborate royal deception in modern history. According to her explosive story, she was recruited by a California agency for what she thought was standard surrogacy work. Instead, she found herself in what she describes as a gilded cage. Luxury accommodations, but complete isolation from the outside world. No phones, no internet, no contact with family or friends. Just medical appointments and handlers making sure she stayed invisible while Meghan performed for the cameras. But here's the detail that makes this story so compelling. She claims the medical appointments were coordinated with Meghan's public schedule. When Meghan needed to appear at a royal engagement looking pregnant, DL was kept out of sight. When Meghan had to discuss pregnancy symptoms in interviews, DL was allegedly getting the actual medical care. The operation she describes sounds like something out of a spy movie. Professional-grade prosthetic bellies with heating elements and realistic movement. Choreographed public appearances designed to sell the illusion. Multiple people involved in maintaining the sophisticated fraud across 2 different pregnancies. The legal implications of DL's claims are absolutely staggering, especially for a couple already facing financial difficulties. Royal succession laws require heirs to be born of the body of their titled parents. It's not just tradition, it's fundamental constitutional law designed to prevent exactly this kind of deception. If Archie and Lilibet were born through undisclosed surrogacy, their positions in the line of succession become legally questionable. We're talking about potential challenges to their royal titles, their inheritance rights, and their entire future within the monarchy. For Harry and Meghan, this could mean the complete loss of their royal credentials, the only thing that still gives them any market value. But wait, here's the bombshell that could bring down everything. DL claims Prince Harry visited her during the first pregnancy, thanking her for her service and assuring her that her story would remain buried forever. If that's true,
Harry wasn't just a passive participant. He was allegedly an active conspirator in constitutional fraud. Constitutional experts are reportedly in emergency mode behind palace doors. If DL's claims are verified, it could force fundamental changes to succession law and royal transparency. But for Harry and Meghan, it could mean the end of any remaining connection to the royal family that gives them commercial value.
Remember that video Meghan posted of herself twerking in the hospital delivery room? She thought it would humanize her and shut down pregnancy conspiracy theories. Instead, it became Exhibit A in the biggest royal scandal in modern history, posted at the worst possible time for a couple allegedly struggling financially. Social media went absolutely insane, analyzing every frame. People pointed out how her belly looked abnormal, how it appeared to have weird bumps and folds, how it moved in ways that didn't seem physically possible. Even mainstream media personalities like Megyn Kelly got involved, calling the video deeply problematic. The timing was suspicious. The video was posted just weeks before DL decided to come forward with her explosive claims. Sources suggest DL was already preparing to go public, and seeing Meghan celebrate what she calls a fabricated maternal journey while allegedly cutting staff due to money problems was the final straw. Medical experts are now weighing in on whether a woman that far along in pregnancy could physically move the way Meghan was moving. The moon bump theory has officially entered mainstream conversation, with high-quality prosthetic bellies used in Hollywood creating incredibly realistic pregnancy illusions. Meghan's response to these allegations has been absolutely revealing, especially considering their alleged financial desperation. This is a woman who sued tabloids for printing unflattering photos, who fought back against every perceived slight with legal action and public statements, but faced with accusations that strike at the very core of her public identity as a mother, complete radio silence. No denials, no legal threats, no Instagram posts defending her pregnancies. The silence feels less like legal strategy and more like panic from people who can't afford another crisis.
Harry's behavior since these allegations surfaced has been equally revealing. Sources close to the couple describe him as increasingly unstable, lashing out at remaining staff and shutting down completely when confronted about the claims. Friends say he's caught between loyalty to his wife and growing realization that their entire California narrative might collapse just as they're running out of money. The couple's inner circle is allegedly fracturing. Some are pushing for them to address the allegations directly, others are advising complete silence. But the lack of any response is starting to feel like an admission rather than a strategy, especially when every day of silence costs them potential earning opportunities.
Here's something that makes this financial and credibility crisis even more explosive. Meghan's own family members have been pushing pregnancy fraud theories for years. Her half-sister Samantha has been particularly vocal, even suggesting their father told her 9 months before Archie was born that Meghan had, quote, picked up her frozen eggs, end quote. Meghan's half-brother, Thomas Jr., released a video in 2024 where he put on a wig and fake belly to mock what he called his sister's pregnancy performance. He specifically mentioned buying a used bump on eBay from Montecito, and this was before DL ever came forward.
The fact that multiple family members are making similar claims independently adds credibility to theories that might otherwise seem outlandish. These aren't internet strangers making wild accusations. These are people who allegedly have inside knowledge of family dynamics and conversations. Family dysfunction is one thing, but coordinated claims about constitutional fraud from people who know you personally, that's something else entirely, especially when you're allegedly struggling to pay your bills.
Some experts even anticipate a potential rift between Harry and Meghan if they face serious financial difficulties, suggesting such pressure might prompt them to disclose more sensational revelations about the royal family to generate income. This is where their situation becomes truly desperate. If the pregnancy fraud allegations prove true, their credibility is destroyed forever. If the allegations prove false, they've still suffered massive damage to their brand value during a period when they allegedly can't afford any negative publicity. Their Netflix deal is ending, their staff is leaving, their expenses remain royal level while their income shrinks, and now they face the biggest scandal in royal history. It's a perfect storm that could completely destroy their financial future. DL's willingness to submit to genetic testing creates a situation where this entire controversy could be definitively resolved through science, just as the Sussexes allegedly face their worst financial crisis yet. Her legal team has promised this evidence will be presented in their upcoming televised interview. If the genetic tests prove her claims, while Harry and Meghan are reportedly running out of money, it would represent the complete collapse of everything they've built since leaving the royal family.
The logistical complexity of maintaining such an elaborate charade across 2 pregnancies would require careful planning and numerous accomplices. Expensive accomplices they allegedly can no longer afford to keep quiet.
As reports continue to surface about staff layoffs and budget cuts, one thing is absolutely certain. The fairy tale narrative of Harry and Meghan's California dream is facing its most existential threat yet. Whether DL's pregnancy fraud claims prove true or false, the very fact that such detailed allegations can gain mainstream credibility speaks to the complete erosion of trust around their carefully constructed story. Royal experts are now openly discussing their financial troubles, with some predicting they're, quote, running out of money, while others note they're, quote, ridiculed in Hollywood and, quote, ignored in New York. They're grappling with constitutional questions that could literally reshape succession law, while allegedly struggling to pay their staff. The truth, whatever it turns out to be, will completely reshape how we understand this chapter of royal history. Whether carefully managed PR and royal titles are enough to overcome financial reality and potential constitutional fraud, as Harry and Meghan have bet everything on, is about to be tested in the most public and potentially devastating way imaginable. And that's where we find ourselves, watching the real-time collapse of what might have been the most expensive celebrity rebranding attempt in history. Either way, the Sussex financial empire and their carefully constructed California dream may never recover from this perfect storm of scandal and economic reality.